So for homework tonight, I've assigned 13.8, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do number 3 for you right now. Now keep in mind that all of the things that I've underlined and bolded, those are things that you're going to have to convert in order to match this R constant up here. So we're going to have to be in liters, we're going to have to be in ATM, we're going to have to be in moles, and we're going to have to be in Kelvin. So I'm going to go ahead and start out with number 3. So I'm going to do this one for you. Calculate the temperature. So they want temperature. So temperature equals, I don't know, 470 grams sample. So this right here, that is actually my N. Okay? So N equals 470 grams of F2. That occupies a volume of 562 milliliters, so that's volume. So 562 milliliters at 899 torr is my pressure. So pressure equals 899 torr. So now that I have my information written down the side, I'm going to go ahead and check the units against my R constant. So first of all, it says I need to be in liters, and I'm not in liters, I'm in milliliters. So I need to get milliliters into liters. So I'm going to move this up a little bit. So I'm going to take 562 milliliters and convert that to liters. If you can do this in your head, that's fine. You don't need to show your work. That equals 0.562 liters. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is 0.562 liters. Now I see liters, ATM. I need to be in ATM for pressure, and they gave me pressure in torr. So I need to convert this torr into ATM. So we've got 899 torr, and I'm going to go from torr into ATM. Once again, I'm doing this because I need to be in atmospheres in order to use Pivner. So for every 1 ATM, there are 760 torr. I calculate that out, and my calculator spits out 1.183 ATM. Notice I'm kind of doing 3 decimal places. I'm not really rounding yet. Don't round till the end. So 1.183 ATM. And last but not least, I see that I need to be in moles, and they didn't give me moles. They gave me grams of F2. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use mole island. I'm going to island hop from gram island to mole island. So I'm going to take 470 grams of F2, and I'm going to convert that to moles of F2. So that's going to get us 37.996 grams of F2 for every 1 mole of F2. And I calculate that out, and I get 12.369 moles of F2. So I took the grams they gave me, and I converted it to moles. I converted it to moles because it has to be in moles in order to use this R constant. So now I'm just going to write that here. That equals 12.369 moles. So now that all my units match up, moles, moles, liters, liters, ATM, ATM, I can go ahead and use Pivner. So I've got my formula, PV equals nRT, and now I'm just going to plug and chug. So P is 1.183, V is 0.562, N in moles is 12.369, R is always 0.0821, and they wanted me to find temperature. So I'm going to solve for temperature. So I divide each side by 12.369 and 0.0821. Those cancel. Do the same thing on the other side. So I'm dividing it by 12.369 and 0.0821. So when I type that into my calculator is going to spit out 0.6547. It is now that we do our rounding. So I look back at what they gave me. They gave me this number, and this number. 3 sig figs, 3 sig figs. So my answer should have 2 sig figs. 2 sig figs. So temperature equals 0.65, and according to my R constant, the 0.0821, temperature should be in Kelvin. So hopefully that helped. There are hints on this if you need help with number 2, grams first to moles, and on number 4, make sure you look at the hints.